Hello, it is V, the rock and roll mystic. It's been a while, and this is my second attempt because I had the fan on too high. And when I was listening back to it, you can hear the wind, and it was so annoying. So, yeah, I did a half an hour video, and now I have to do it again. But I feel for you guys, and I didn't want you to have to listen to that stuff. It was annoying to me. Excuse me. But hey, hi, how y'all doing? I hope you're all doing well. It's like I said, it's been a while, but I wanted to do the 13 Days of Samhain that was put out by the Wild Witch, and my life just kind of got tossed upside down. So I decided that I'm gonna do this all in one video, because there's a couple questions that I don't really have much of an answer to, but I want to do it because I like tags. Tags are fun, and it gets me on camera because I like to avoid things, but that's my nature. So having a tag makes me want to do it. But just a quick update. October has been a roller coaster. Last time I did a video, we were about ready to go on vacation. That was fun. The three of us, hubby, myself, the kitty, we all had a really good time. We went up to Vermont. We stayed in Colchester for the first time, and it was very relaxing. But the second we got home, basically what hit the fan. I had to do a graphics project really fast, and then my mother went to the hospital. And then she got discharged too early, and now she's back in the hospital. So, as you can see, I have a different background because I'm at my mom's house. And I am house sitting, cat sitting, and being a flea warrior. Because while my mother was not feeling well, somehow the house got fleas. And we don't know how that happened. Probably just because of changing of seasons, because my mom's cat is an indoor cat. And she's been here for over 3 years and they haven't had a flea problem yet, but this year for some reason they got it. And those of you who have pets know how insidious fleas can be. And so yeah, that's what I have been: house sitter, pet sitter, flea warrior, and caretaker to my mom. And that means that I can't do these videos every day. So I'm going to do it all in one shot. Be a little bit different. Be a little bit of a rebel. But I wanted to do the 13 Days of Samhain. So, without further ado, let's get started. I have it on my handy dandy phone right here in front of me. So, all the questions are here. And, yeah, let's get going. Okay, so October 19th is when this tag started. And the first question is, what represents Samhain to you? Well, to me, because I am pretty new on this witchy, mystic kind of space, it's always been about Halloween. We love Halloween. My husband and I love Halloween. And, watching some of our favorite Halloween movies on Halloween night, doing Halloween events throughout October. We pretty much do Halloweeny things the entire month, and sometimes even into November. That's kind of what we do, and that's what it means to me. All right, October 20th. Tell us a cherished story or piece of wisdom from someone who has passed on. I really don't have much of a story, and when I read this question, I thought the best best thing to include on this day is a cherished piece of wisdom. Not a story, but the wisdom is cherished. And it is from somebody who passed. And I'm going to go with my absolute favorite quote of all time. And it's from Theodore Roosevelt. And it's, do what you can with what you have from where you are. It has been my mantra to get through anything that I need to get through. It has helped clients I've had in the past. It's helped my friends that I've helped to mentor. It really is a great quote. And I think it doesn't matter what it's about, it'll help you. So if you come to a crossroads, or if you have a decision to make, or if you have to get something done, by thinking, do what you can with what you have from where you are, it gives you the necessary energy needed to take that step. And so that is my piece of wisdom. And that's from Theodore Roosevelt. October 21st, the third day. What playlist or soundscape accompanies your Samhain celebrations? Well, since my Samhain celebrations are all about Halloween, what ends up being our soundtrack is one of the things we do, my husband and I, is we typically decorate the house, we get into costume, and then we set up the yard where we sit outside with the bowls of candy and we hand out the food. That's pretty much our nights typically on Halloween. And we have a lot of fun. And in doing that, we always play movies. And then once the movies are over, we'll play like Halloween music. So we watch like Corpse Bride, Nightmare Before Christmas, Coraline. Those are the 3 movies that we always play. They're a little bit scary, but yet they're still family friendly. We've got a bunch of little kids that come into the house, or come to the house for candy. And then after that, again, just Halloween music. So that tends to be our playlist. Hey, next question, which is October 22nd. Unveil your Samhain altar, Halloween costume, or decorations. Unfortunately, because I am not home, I cannot do that. I didn't really do a Samhain altar. What I did is I just kind of added some fall touches to my regular altar, and I bought at Dollar General, I got some fall like placemats, and I just decorated that, and then I put on couple little fall decorations. I have a little squirrel that sits on a pumpkin, and stuff like that. So that's all I really did. I went and changed out my candle, because I got a candle that had like fall colors, so it was like orange and cream, and it looks really pretty, but I have no picture for you, and I can't show you. And my Halloween costume is not here. It is at home, which is about 45 minutes away, so I can't show you that either. And there are no decorations in my mom's house. So unfortunately, I can't answer that question properly. The next one, October 23rd. What spirits do you work with during Samhain, and how do you connect with them? Now, this question, I don't really work with spirits. Just like I really don't work with deity. But what I have done is I do partner with them. And the one spirit, not really spirits, family, that helps me and talks to me is my sister. She passed away in 91. And, she comes in, she helps guide me. I don't know what she's saying when she talks to me, because it's always in this ear. And I know her frequency. But what I ask her to do is just to turn it into a knowing. And so I know what to do. And sometimes I get like little hints that she just wants me to tell my mom she says hi, or she just wants to um, let me know that she's around when we're dealing with difficult situations. So, needless to say, she's been around this week, um, as I'm helping my mom out while she's in the hospital. But yeah, no, I just partner with them. I don't invoke or evoke or anything like that. Um, I'm lucky my best friend's a channel, so if I have questions, I can ask certain deity and ascended masters and stuff like that. And she's also a medium. So if my sister is talking to me and I can't figure it out, she'll help me decipher the message. Um, and yeah, same goes with deity. It's just they come in, they want to help. I accept their help, and they go about their way, and I go about mine, and we just meet in the middle on occasion. And that's kind of how I work with those. I know it's a little bit unconventional, but that's kind of how my practice is. Um, all right, October 24th. How do you connect with the natural world in autumn? The the most um, the most common thing that I do is my husband and I always in October go to Vermont. And that way we can take in the changing of the seasons. Vermont is absolutely beautiful in the fall. And we get to, enjoy some of the places we go. There's one place we go in Stowe, Vermont, which is the Trapp Family Lodge. And if anybody's familiar with Vermont, it is the Von Trapps from Sound of Music fame. They have a huge, huge, huge property. I mean, over 1,800 acres on top of a mountain. And they have this beautiful farm. There's a hotel on there, and a couple other different types of, stay or vacation options. Yeah, that would probably be the best word. But they also have, Highland cattle. They have sheep. They have this beautiful like garden because they use local. They grow their own food for their restaurant, and they have a flower garden and a pond, lily pond, and they have a lot of hiking trails, and we really enjoy. And now that we travel with the cats, Maisie was there, and Abby was there. This past, she's actually been there twice now because we went to Vermont in August too. But yeah, that's kind of how I connect with nature in autumn. Is we just go to Vermont, and when we're there, we go to our favorite sugar shack, and we get um, a lot of our jams and jellies and maple syrup and different supplies like that. So that's how we connect with nature. All right. So, sorry for licking my lips. They're really dry right now. So, I apologize. It's kind of chilly, and we haven't had rain in a really long time here in New York. So, um, anyway. All right. So, October 25th. I really can't do this one. It's share a Samhain craft divination method or spell. I don't really have anything that I do regularly. I do have to say that I do like the idea of doing card pulls for every season. I've been starting that this year, and I've really enjoyed that. So hopefully, I'm just gonna do a Samhain spread. Um, I know I have a couple that I've saved on my phone. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use. So, unfortunately, I can't really answer that question very well. All right, October 26th. Share your favorite recipe for the season. Again, I'm not home, and I haven't really been making anything here. But what I was planning on doing, and with the world turning upside down, um, I don't know if I'll be able to do it. But I like, especially the harvest seasons, I like to make jams and jellies. So for Mabon, I made a spiced peach. I didn't make anything for Lunacid, but last year I made apple and blackberry for that season. And this season for Samhain, I was hoping to make a spiced pear. But pear season is almost over. I don't know if I'll be able to make it. Seeing that I'm here, and I don't. My mom's stove. That's the word. Stove is a propane. So every time she uses it, if it's more than just boiling water, the smoke alarms go off. So I won't be making jam here. But that's kind of what I want. So I think I know my pear jam. I can give you that one. I know it was not a Samhain. I'm gonna be doing a peach. I know it's not a Samhain, but I don't know the pear recipe. So the peach recipe was it was really simple. It was a low sugar peach jam, and it had peaches, cinnamon, honey, low sugar pectin, and water. And that was it. And I think the pear jam might be the same, but I haven't looked at the recipe yet. But yeah, I keep it simple. I made my blackberry jam with lots of sugar, and I wanted to try making a low sugar option because I really prefer spreadable fruit over jams and jellies. Unless it's from my Sugar Shack up in Vermont, because they're just really tasty. But yeah, so that's my recipe. All right, so October 27th. What traditions or rituals do you practice during Samhain? I really don't have any, at least not yet. But I hope to do, like I said, the card pulls, and take one of the Samhain spreads that I come across and pull cards and see what happens. Oh, excuse me, I'm exhausted. Oh, and of course the traditions of making jam. That's really what I would like to do. Every season, make something. Jam, jelly, something like that. I think in the summer I made honeysuckle jelly, which came out really well. I had to do it twice, but I did it. And then of course, blackberry, apple, blackberry, peach, and hopefully pear, if the pears are still there. Those are my traditions that I want to use going forward. October 28th. What does Samhain mean to you on a personal level? On a personal level, because I'm pretty new, Samhain has always been about Halloween. And I know that's kind of a regular person answer. But yeah, it's always been about Halloween. My husband and I are big into Halloween, and we typically celebrate it all month long, doing different events and going places and really enjoying it. So that's what Samhain means to me on a personal level. Now, will that change in the future? Maybe, but right now it's all about Halloween. Okay, October 29th. Have you ever had a paranormal encounter or experienced something unexplainable? Yes. I think we all have, at least here and there, whether it's a smell or a sensation or a sound. But the one of the things that comes to mind is one time my husband and I, several years ago, went to Gettysburg. If anybody's ever been to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, there's lots of stuff going on there. And this time that we went, we went to the Farnsworth House, which I believe it was or is the most haunted structure in Gettysburg. And we did a ghost tour. And so we were on this tour, and we were up in the attic, and they were doing this little, just a little story. They were talking about this young boy that got killed by a carriage out in front of the Farnsworth house. And in this attic, there was this, display case in front of us where we were sitting, and it had a lot of different little artifacts from the area, and they would talk about the different artifacts. Now, when we were talking about this little boy, at the time, I was teaching 7 and 8-year-olds at church. And I had a history of teaching kids starting at, actually, I taught 3 and 4-year-olds, and I taught 5 and 6-year-olds. And then I was, for most of my time teaching Sunday school with 7 and 8-year-olds. So this little boy, I guess, felt a connection to me, and I think he sat on my lap. There was a sensation there that I didn't have before. So I think he sat on my lap. And after that sensation went away, I was looking in the display case across from where I was sitting, and I saw a reflection of something dark behind my legs. And that was pretty cool. And that was the first time I had a multiple sensation experience with a spirit. And yeah, it was pretty cool. Now, if you guys watched some of my other videos, I think I mentioned earlier on in the beginning of my channel that when my cat Maisie passed away, she didn't leave. So she was still kind of in my house shuffling around, and she opened the bathroom door once. And so I had that type of experience, but that was a personal connection I had to her. So this Gettysburg experience was very different because I didn't have any personal connection with them. It was just this connection. I used to teach children, and so he felt comfortable with me, and therefore I had the experience. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So that's my that is my paranormal encounter. Got 2 more. And again, I'm sorry, everybody else is doing these every day, but I'm just going to throw it all in one video. I hope you don't mind. So October 30th, reflect on your harvest. What lessons, skills, and experiences have you reaped? I would probably say that this harvest season, the biggest lesson that I have learned and that I will carry with me going forward is I can do this. This week has been very hard for me, especially in burnout, struggling. I've had 2 meltdowns this week, but I'm managing. I'm doing it. Yes, I've had a couple things. I've because my head was so, just full of stuff. I've locked my keys in my car. Got stuck at Walmart for a couple hours. My husband had spent over $200 to get a locksmith. That caused a meltdown. And then trying to get everything necessary for my mother, that caused another meltdown because they discharged her too early last weekend. And there was an awful lot of learning and an awful lot of growth, an awful lot of overwhelmment. She had fallen twice. I have physical pain. I couldn't help her. We had to took us an hour to figure out how to MacGyver the whole thing to get her up and on the bed, and it just I had to get her a walker, and then nobody was answering my calls, and it was rough. It's been a rough week. But I've been saying to myself, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this, because I've never done this before. And I've been able to manage. It's been a few days, so I haven't had a meltdown. And I think now that my mom's back in the hospital, that takes a little bit of pressure off me. And now I can focus on the fleas, because the fleas are horrible. We don't know how they got here. Georgie's not an outside cat, so either they came through the vents, or somebody brought them in, or I have no idea. But my mom was not feeling well for 3 weeks, and in that 3 weeks, they took over. And when my mom went into the hospital and I had to come here and stay, it was, oh gosh, my poor feline sibling, Georgie, was miserable. He was covered in fleas. And me, because I work with animals so much, I was like, that was my first battle. And because we had gotten him a collar, a week prior to my mom going to the hospital, and that collar was not working. It was one of those ones that you get at the grocery store, and it just wasn't working. So we went and we got the $60 Seresto collar, and within 24 hours, he was a completely different cat. And now he's clean, no fleas. The flea dirt's gone. But with my mom being in the hospital, guess whose food? And I do not consent to that. So I have been the flea warrior. I've been witchy, which has been fun. I've made lemon and rosemary spray. I have made lavender and chamomile spray. And I just made a rosemary spray with cedarwood essential oils and a little extra rosemary essential oil to spray on myself. Diatomaceous earth comes tomorrow, so I'm going to sprinkle that all over the place and vacuum it all up. I'm going to vacuum everything. And so that has helped me, because I can hyper focus on that. It's helped me stay even keeled for the last couple days, even though my mom had to go in the hospital again last night. So yeah, I've learned a lot of lessons, because once I got back from vacation, it was like thrown into the fire, and it's been a whirlwind October. So yeah, I'm learning a lot about myself, how to manage burnout, how to manage meltdowns, how to manage shutdowns. So I had that too, but that was before we went on vacation. But yeah, it's been interesting. All right, so October 30th, reflect. Oh, I already did that one. Never mind. Last one, October 31st. What hopes and aspirations will you set for the new year that begins at Samhain? I think I just want to build what I have been learning about myself. I'm going to do a 12-month spread, and we'll see what the following year is going to come. What's going to come the following year. Sorry, words are not my friend. Yeah, so I'm just going to try to keep building on the things that I learned. try to get out of burnout, get a handle on this autism, collect all the data I need to go and get officially assessed. Just keep learning, because one of the biggest things that has happened just in this whole journey, I guess, the whole thing is like, menopause gave me autism. Of course, I know that's not the thing, but because of menopause, and because menopause has thrown everything upside down, it has brought to life a lot of things that have never been addressed before. I was, late diagnosed ADHDer. So, I was getting a handle on that. But then all of this happened. And I started taking the tests. I took them all. And I have been learning from different neurodivergent therapists. I have learned people who are also late diagnosed autistic. There's a lot, but what I've learned is I don't know who I am. Really. When you're gathering all your information to be assessed, you kind of do a life review. And I got hair in my mouth left. You kind of do a life review. And as I'm going through my life, I'm realizing how much masking I did. Like when you try to be somebody because you want people to like you. When I tried to be the girlfriend that I thought somebody needed, or I acted a certain way so people wouldn't leave me, or I stuffed things down and pretended that I was okay when I wasn't. All of these things, I have been doing it since I was a baby. I have been a survivor since I was 2 years old, having to make my way through my life because I never felt like I belonged. I never felt like I was normal. I never felt like people liked me for me. So I had to pretend to be somebody else. And this might be part of the burnout, where I'm just having an identity crisis. Who am I? I know who my heart is. I know, I know parts of me, but who am I really? So I think those are the lessons, and those are the things that I want to build on this Samhain, is to understand who I am, to figure me out, and learn how to navigate, and learn how to exist in a neurotypical world without losing my own identity. And that's really important to me. I want to be me. I don't want to pretend to be somebody I'm not just so people would like me. And yeah, so I guess, sorry to leave this video with such a heavy little thing, but the last question is, what hopes and aspirations will you set for the new year? And those are my hopes and my aspirations. Yeah. All right, so that is 13 Days of Samhain, created by the Wild Witch. And want to thank the Wild Witch for doing this tag. It was fun. I know I'm doing it unconventionally because I don't have my normal routines, and I don't know what the next few days are going to be. I have no idea where I'm going to be on Samhain. Don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. except for go to the hospital and hopefully print out a ballot so my mom can vote, because that's really important. Luckily, I was able to vote yesterday. Yay me! Um, so I did it. This childless cat lady has voted, and I did what I needed to do to save this country. Um, but I guess that's it. I think it's time for me to wash off my makeup and get some sleep, because I think there's going to be a phone call really early in the morning, because I think my mom's going to need some type of surgery. Um, so, yeah. So that's that. That is my video for this month. Hopefully I can do another one, within the next couple weeks. And, yeah, have a blessed Samhain. And I will see everybody in the next one. Just please like and subscribe. I would like to get up over 100. And if you watch and you're not subscribed, hit the button, please. Please. And with that, have a good night, everybody. And I will see you all later. Bye.